So today's video is going to be my part 2 to my luxury makeup hits and misses video. I posted part 1 already, and if you are watching this video, that means that you guys wanted to see a part 2. I will link part 1 down below in case you didn't see part 1. Basically, I bought a ton of makeup in the past like 6 months from luxury brands. Some of this I bought way before that, and I'm gonna be going over pros and cons of each product. Celine's hair. Basically giving you a review on each product, if it's worth the money or if it's not, because all of these products are really pricey. I already gave a disclaimer in part 1, but just in case, if you don't like luxury makeup, if you're someone who is not interested in super ridiculously pricey makeup, then this video is not for you. I have a ton of other affordable videos on my channel, but for those of you who are super into luxury makeup and you guys requested this is for you. I'm gonna be extremely honest. I'm always honest, but I'm gonna be very brutally honest with the reviews, because some of these are just not worth the price in my opinion, while others are, but some of them are not. So today we're going to be talking about YSL, Charlotte Tilbury, Dior, Chanel, and Giorgio Armani. I completely forgot to include Marc Jacobs and Kevyn Aucoin. I have a couple of products from those brands too, so if you want to see a part 3 in the future, maybe in like a few months, let me know. Okay, so let's start off with Charlotte Tilbury, which is probably my favorite luxury brand. I'm going to start off on a high note because I love this product. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder. This is in the shade medium. There's only one thing I don't like about this product, and it's the fact that there's 3 shades. I wish she came out with a bunch of different skin tones. Like, there is not a color for deep skin, like really deep skin. I wish she would expand the line because this powder is amazing. I've raved about this powder in the past. I don't use it as a powder foundation. I kind of use it on top of my foundation. If you have dry skin, this is beautiful. It doesn't emphasize the dryness. I love it and I highly recommend it, whether you have oily skin, dry skin, normal skin, mature skin, young skin, all skins. This stuff is bomb diggity. Okay, so next up is a product that's like meh. These are the Eyes to Memorize cream shadows. I have the shade Cleopatra and the shade Jean. These are stunning, okay? They're very beautiful. They're just cream eyeshadows, you know? She has a ton of different colors and they're stunning. The only thing is that I find that there are a lot of dupes out there on the market. There's a lot of brands that have the same kind of product for a more affordable price, and they're also the same, you know, quality. These are $32, and I don't know, I think you can find something pretty similar at Sephora that isn't as pricey as these. Even though they are pretty, they're just like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You get me. You get me. Okay, so back to loving a product. Out of all of my makeup, this is one of my favorite makeup products out of everything I own, and this is the Film Star Bronze and Glow. I love the packaging, first of all. I love Charlotte Tilbury packaging. I know a lot of people don't. I think it's beautiful. A lot of people say it's kind of like old lady-ish, but I think it's like vintage. I don't see it as old lady. I think it's like vintage and classy and mature, and I love it. This comes with a mirror, and then it comes with a bronzer and a highlight, the sculpt and the glow. This is perfect. I love the undertone in the bronzer. It really does carve out my cheeks really nicely. It gives me a nice contour, but it's very smooth, very buttery, so easy to blend. Love it. And then I love this highlight. I actually tried it out on camera for the very first time a while back, and it definitely gives me that Jennifer Lopez glow. It gives me like a beaming but lit from within kind of highlight. It's not glittery at all. There's no shimmer in this. It's just a true sheen, and I highly think it's worth the high price tag. I really do. A highlight that I don't so much think it's worth the high price tag just because of the packaging. This is the Skin Gliding Highlighter in the shade Bar of Gold. I love the idea of this because it's literally a bar of gold. How cute is that? And the product inside is awesome. Very intense, but so nice. I really love the actual product, which really, that's what counts. But it's cardboard. Like, the packaging is a little bit cheap, especially for it being Charlotte Tilbury, and it's a very small highlight. So it's up to you to decide if you think this is worth it or not. I love the color, but some people really had a problem with the packaging, and I understand why. Okay, so my next Charlotte Tilbury product, I have a lot of CT. I got a lot of CT products. These are her Cheek to Chic blushers. I'm obsessed with these. I'm wearing this one on my face right now. I hadn't owned this one, and then I heard my friend Laura from Mrs. Lola Lynn, I heard her talk about this the other day and how it was her favorite out of all the Charlotte Tilbury blushes, and I was like, I don't own that one. So I bought it on Nordstrom, and I'm so glad I did. This is probably my favorite one. I'm so glad I bought it. This is in the shade Love Glow. It gives your cheeks a pink, sheeny, golden glow. It's so stunning. I love this. And then I have this one called First Love. And then I have two more. I think Ecstasy and Love is a Drug or something. I'm not sure. They totally look like nipples. I know. They look like a boob, which is so strange, but they're so pretty. The idea of these blushes is that you take your brush and you like swish and pop in the middle, and then you apply like that. I honestly just like... These blushes are so nice. They last forever on my skin, and I love the formula. They're very, very smooth and buttery. Unlike the Tom Ford blush that I have, that's very powdery, this one is just so smooth to the touch, and they last a long time on my skin. Personally, love these blushes. You cannot go wrong with them. They're so good. This next product is kind of a for me. This is the Magic Foundation. I used to have the other foundation from Charlotte Tilbury, but I gave it away to one of my friends because it was her perfect color and she loved it, so I just let her have it. But this is the Magic Foundation. It's her newer foundation. I feel like it's okay. There's nothing I love about it, but there's nothing I really hate about it either. And for that reason, I don't really reach for it that often because I have a ton of foundations I like more. It doesn't do anything special for my skin. Kind of settles a little bit here. It's just... it's an It's an you know? And then the last Charlotte Tilbury product I have to talk about are her lipsticks. I love her lipsticks so much. This is in the shade Nude Kate, but I have a ton of her lipsticks. They're actually all sitting right here. I get questions all the time like, what are those lipsticks? The front row is Charlotte Tilbury, and then I have some sitting on the corner. And then the back two rows are Too Faced. You can't go wrong with these lipsticks. They smell really, really nice. They're very, very creamy. They last on the lips, and they just feel really good. I really like them, and they're not as pricey as other luxury lipsticks. Good stuff. Okay, so now let's talk about Giorgio Armani. This first one is gonna be no surprise to you because I've kind of commented on it a few times on my channel. This is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. Thankfully, they sell a smaller bottle like this on the Sephora website now, which is why I purchased it. I've purchased this in the past and didn't really like it, and then I repurchased it. Again, it's like, well, I keep this because I think it looks beautifully right off the bat. Like, when I put this on, I'm like, wow, my skin looks beautiful. I love how it looks. But like I've said before, this makes me look like a greasy hot dog after like 3 hours, and I have dry skin. I don't get it. So for that reason, I don't think it's worth the money because I like my foundation to look pretty throughout the day, and this one just doesn't. It breaks down way too quickly. Now, unlike the Luminous Silk Foundation liquid, the Luminous Silk Compact Foundation is amazing. I feel like I'm about to hit pan on this. Not really, but I've used this so much. I think this is phenomenal. This is the powder foundation I have on top of my Kojando Aqua foundation. This looks flawless on the skin. I like it just a hair more than the Charlotte Tilbury powder. It has a little bit more coverage, and it's a little bit, I don't know, I like it a little bit more. I can pack this on like a mofo. Like, I could pack it on and it never looks cakey. And for somebody with dry skin, that's amazing for a powder. Oh baby, this is a good one. This is worth the money in my opinion. I think it's so good. So this next Armani product is like, actually I don't really love it actually. This is the Sun Fabric Sheer Bronzer. This is what it looks like. I really love the color of this, which is why I'm leaning towards like, but I don't really like the formula. It's a little bit powdery. It's not as smooth as the bronzers I spoke about in part 1. I have a ton of bronzers I like way more than this. My Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil, or the Chocolate Soleil, is better. My Girlactic Cabo is better than this. I almost want to return it because I have 100 bronzers, and there's only so many bronzers you need in your life, and I don't think this is anything special whatsoever. Next up is the Maestro Liquid Summer. This is so good. I do prefer my Cover FX Custom Enhancer Drops in the shade Sunkissed, but that one has a little bit more of a neutral undertone. This one is amazing if you like a very warm, bronzy look to the skin. It almost has like a hair of sheen. Like, it gives you a subtle glow to the skin. This is in the shade 100, and I actually really love this. I think that it is worth the money because it makes you look so glowy but natural at the same time, since it's a liquid product, but it blends really well with a beauty blender. I don't know, there's nothing bad to say about it really. I like it way more than the Benefit Do the Hula, which is like a liquid bronzer. I like it way more than that one as well. So this does get a big thumbs up from me personally. I think it's awesome. Okay, let's talk about lip products really quick. This is the Rouge Ecstasy lipstick in the shade 303. I love red packaging. Red is my favorite color, so anything with like red packaging I think is so nice. This is what the lipstick looks like. It's just a nice peachy color. I don't like this that much. I find that it's a sheer formula. It's nice, but it doesn't last long on the lips. The scent, I'm not too crazy about it. I prefer my NARS Audacious lipsticks way more than this, and they last way longer. Like, I don't think there's anything special about this formula personally. or this color. Maybe I just got a whatever color that made me not love it, but I don't know. I would recommend other lipsticks is all I'm saying. Okay, so I have a few YSL products to talk about. First up is the Volume Effect Faux Cils Mascara. I love this mascara. I think it's so good. I do prefer my Kiko one, which is 14 bucks versus this. I think this is like 30, but I'm not gonna fake the funk. I think this is beautiful. It makes my lashes look so voluminous, but they don't make them crunchy. Like, they make them really soft and wispy. I like the formula a lot of this. I will continue to use it. I don't know if I'll repurchase it. Maybe, because I think it's nice. It doesn't flake on me at all either, which is really nice because I used it on my bottom lashes too and I didn't have any flaky problems. Let's talk about a product I despise. I don't dislike, I despise. And that is the Rouge Pure Couture lipsticks. And I mean in general. These lipsticks in general, not just this color. This color is actually so pretty. This is number 10. I very much hate the scent of these lipsticks. I don't get why so many luxury brands put this floral scent in their products. I'm like trying to smell it. It really bothers me, and it lingers on my mouth through the entire day, so I cannot wear these lipsticks. I have 2 colors and I don't wear them. I lost my receipt, can't return. I don't like them. And it ends up giving me a headache. I'm very sensitive to floral scents in my lipsticks. Don't know why, but I am, and therefore I don't like this. Don't think it's worth the money. These lipsticks though, I actually really like. These are the Rouge Volupté Shines. These have a very, very fruity scent in them. I actually really, really like the scent of these. And they're sheer, but they give such a beautiful shine to the lips. I really like the Volupté Shines. The packaging is so beautiful too. Like, that just looks so nice sitting on a vanity. Even if you only have one, just sitting there, just looking at you all pretty. This next one is a little bit newer to me. I just recently purchased this on Sephora and I was surprised at how much I loved it. This is the Touche Éclat Lumiere Divine Highlighting Finishing Powder, and this doesn't have a name, does it? No, I just think there's one color. This, when you look at it, it almost looks like a face powder for very fair skin. It doesn't have a shine to it or anything, and even when you swatch it on your hand, it looks like nothing. Like, when I first got this in the mail and I swatched it, I'm like, oh, what the heck is this? But when you take a brush and when you put it on your face, it looks so pretty in the most natural way. I would say 90% of the highlights on the market will emphasize the skin or the texture underneath because it's literally highlighting your skin. This one doesn't do that. This one reminds me so much of my Laura Mercier Baked Powder Highlight in 01, only this one is even more natural. But it's still so beautiful. I actually wore this the other day without any makeup on. I just wanted to look a little bit dewy, but like I was actually naturally dewy. You know, like my skin was naturally like that, and this did that for me. It really, really did. It didn't look like I was wearing highlight at all, but in certain angles and certain light, it looked really nice and it had that subtle shine. Obviously, if you are like medium to deep skin tones, this won't work for you, but if you are light to like porcelain, I think this is nice. Okay, I'm gonna try to speed through this video because I feel like I've been here for a million years. Next brand to talk about is Chanel. I personally think Chanel hits it out of the park with their perfumes. I have the Coco Mademoiselle, and it will last days on me. It lasts even after I shower. I will smell it after I get out of the shower. Chanel perfumes last forever on the skin. My sister wears Chance by Chanel, and I'll be with her all day and I'll still smell Chance on her at the end of the day. Perfumes, they do it right. Makeup, I'm not super impressed with. Like, this I bought when I hit 500,000 subscribers. This and this, it was like a treat to myself. This is the Le Blanc de Chanel Multi-Use Illuminating Base. It's their primer and it's okay. I prefer my Too Faced primer. I prefer a lot of the primers I have over this one. I never use this. It's just sitting on my shelf as decoration, honestly, as like a reminder of me hitting 500,000. I used to like it when I first bought it. Obviously, I was just excited to use it all the time, but I just realized it wasn't doing much for my skin. It made my skin a little bit glowy, a little bit more luminous, but I have a ton of other ones that are cheaper that do the same thing, so whatever. And then the Soleil Tan de Chanel. This is a cream bronzer. I've used this maybe like 15 times and I've had it for like 2 years. I don't use it that often because I have other bronzers in my collection I prefer. This does look really beautiful on the skin, really natural. The packaging is so pretty. I actually really like this packaging. It's just so fancy. And whenever I think of using a cream or liquid bronzer, I go for my Cover FX one, but I know a ton of people who use and abuse this and love this to death. The last Chanel product I have is the Le Volume de Chanel. This is a mascara. This is a mascara I'm wearing right now. I freaking love this mascara. This gives you so much volume. Like, wow, opens up my eyes. It makes my eyes look so voluminous and big. I love it. I like this one more than the YSL one. I think it gives you a lot of volume. I think it's really good. Okay, and then the last brand I have to talk about today is Dior. I have quite a few products from Dior actually. First up is this bad boy right here. I've spoken about this before on my channel. This is the Dior Skin Air Flash Spray Foundation. This stuff is fantastic. I'm afraid that this breaks me out. I've used it 100 times, but for some reason when I wore this at my Makeup Geek photo shoot, when I took off my makeup that night, I had like 4 huge pimples on my forehead. And I don't know why, because I have used this a million times before that and I never had a breakout, so I'm kind of weary to use it, especially since I'm having some skin issues these days. I don't want to use this, but this stuff looks literally airbrushed. Like, you look flawless. Like, I wore this anytime I needed to do a photo shoot. I framed this picture of me, Manny, and Patrick, and I'm wearing this foundation in this picture. This is the foundation I'm wearing. If you want to look like a porcelain doll in photos, the Dior Air Flash Foundation is amazing. I spray it on a beauty blender on my hand and then I'll go in like that and you literally look flawless. There's no other way to describe it. I think it's amazing and totally worth the money. I know it's super pricey, but let's talk about a Dior product I think is so crappy. I don't like this at all. This is the eyeshadow palette in the shade Taupe Design. This comes with like a cream eyeshadow and then 4 powder eyeshadows. The pigmentation is not that great on these eyeshadows at all. This one right here is just pure glitter. I even like the Tom Ford quad that I spoke about in part 1 more than this. There are Wet n Wild eyeshadows from the drugstore that have more pigmentation than this. And this is like a $60 little thing. Like, what? Not worth the money at all. At least not Taupe Design, like this specific one. Zero pigmentation. Why are you so expensive for no reason? Like, what? No. A product I do love. This is the Dior Show Brow Styler Brow Pencil. I really like this. This is what's in my brows today. I bought this because it was a twist up brow pencil, kind of like all of them are, but it doesn't have a cap. And I like that because a lot of the times with brow products that have 2 caps, I'll always put the cap on the wrong side and then I end up squishing the pencil part. But I really like that the packaging is like this. I love the spoolie. I love how long it lasts on my brows. I like that it's not too waxy. It's just like the perfect pigmentation and I think it's really, really, really good. It lasts like forever in my brows. Good stuff. Okay, so my next product is a highlight by Dior and this one is the Nude Air Luminizer in 001. Very similar to the Burberry highlight I spoke about in part 1, like the golden shade, only this one is a little bit pinkier. It's like a gold with a pink reflect almost. This is the highlight I'm wearing on top of the Tom Ford highlight, but I'm just gonna add a little bit more so you can see. This is beautiful and this is limited edition, so I'm so sorry that I'm talking about this, but I missed out on it when it first released and then they re-released it on Sephora's website, or was it Nordstrom? I don't remember. And I don't know if it's still available, but if you can see it, I would snatch it up because I actually do think that this is worth it. I think it's so pretty. Look. Let me add a little bit more. I don't typically love these kinds of formulas that have like the hard powder, that it's like not powdery, but this one is so glowy and beautiful, and the fact that it has kind of like a pink undertone but it's still a little bit golden makes it really unique in my opinion, and I really, really like this. This next product I'm not too crazy about. This is their Dior Addict Lip Maximizer. It's kind of like a lip plumping gloss, I think. It's okay. I have a ton of other glosses I prefer. Like I said in my other video, the Buxom full-on lip creams, way better than this. And I just don't find this to be anything special. It's just like a pinky clear lip gloss. And you can find that in a ton of different brands. So that's not like worth it in my opinion. It's like whatever. This product is the Glow Maximizer Light Boosting Primer. I got this because my friend Laura raves about this and I really, really like this. It's a shimmery golden primer. So at first it might be a little scary because when you're applying this to your face, it could look shimmery, but once you blend it all out, you just look golden and glowy. It's so nice. Sometimes the formula can get a little bit too thick, like right here. It'll get stuck in the pump, so you have to pump it out like 2 or 3 times to get the gunky stuff out, which I don't like about it because you're wasting product that way, and this is expensive. So that's the only downside to this product, but in terms of formula, I really love how it looks underneath my foundations, and it does give a nice glow to the foundation I put on top. So really like this stuff. Okay, so then the last Dior product I have to talk about, and the last product I have to talk about in general, is the Rosy Glow Healthy Glow Awakening Blush in 001 Petal. This is one of those blushes, you guys know how I feel about those kinds of blushes that when you open it, has this little thing right here. I don't like it when companies put a little brush in the blush compact. I know it doesn't bother a lot of people, but for some reason it really irritates me. But this color is actually really unique to my collection, so I really like it. I don't really have a blush that looks like this, and at first when I bought this, I think I bought this because of Essie Button, or oh, it might have been Emily Noel 83, I'm not sure. This blush looks scary in the pan, but when you blend it out on the back of your hand or on your face, obviously on your cheeks, it gives you just like a soft, pinky, fresh, youthful glow to your skin. Perfect for the springtime, spring and summer. It like makes you look awake. The formula of this also is really incredible. It almost feels like a pore minimizing face powder. You know how like those pore powders feel like? This feels like that. Feels so smooth, and it looks so smooth and just beautiful on the cheeks. So I look past the packaging because I really actually like this blush. Okay guys, so that completes this video. This was part 2 of my luxury makeup hits and misses. I will link part 1 down below. Let me know if you want to see a part 3 in the future in a couple of months or something like that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. I already gave a disclaimer. Whether you orally seriously stop. Oh, did I break it? I know. Oh my god, I thought I broke it. Okay. That's weird.